freestyle living. We have a very unconventional washer and dryer. We do not want to go to a laundromat or use someone else's washer and dryer, so we went on Amazon and we found this different option. It works pretty well for clothes. It was really, really difficult for king sheets. The duvet sheet was a disaster. There's water all over the floor. I'm trying to soak it up with our dirty laundry. So we still are figuring that out, but I'll show you how well it works for regular clothes. Here is the hose set up. I simply unhook this. Do that so that it drains right down into the shower. Seems to work just fine. It just works with gravity, so there's no pump. So even when you're done, there's always a little bit of water left in here. So that's why it's always good to keep it hooked even when you're done washing. You want to make sure that your middle dial is on standard, not on drain, for obvious reasons. It also has a soft setting, which I think would be more for your delicates. So you'll see that it has this little water intake valve, and it comes with a hose that if you have a faucet that fits, you can connect it to the faucet and put it right in here, and then just turn on the faucet, it'll fill it up. Our faucet doesn't fit this, so we don't use this at all. We use simply a bowl. We fill up the bowl. And we put probably 10 of these in here. Usually first though, I put in the clothes. I'm just a little disoriented because I'm not used to filming something like this. So here's all our laundry. We have quite a bit right now. So let's just do some colors. I'll save the blankets for separate because they're pretty thick. So I'm not too sure how those will do with everything else. I like to try to keep everything kind of the same consistency. Alright, that is pretty full to the top. So now I'm just going to take some laundry soap, just put in a tiny, tiny bit. Maybe like that even. Because with laundry soap, you really want it to all rinse completely out. Otherwise, that's what's going to make your clothes really crunchy. So that's why I don't use a lot of laundry soap. So we're going to do about 10 of these, give or take, depending on how big your load is. I like to keep an inch or two above the clothesline level, just so there's enough water to agitate the clothes and move them around so that the agitator doesn't have to work really hard. Once it's filled up, you can honestly leave this open to make sure it moves well. It doesn't really spit out water that much. You have any choice between 0 to 15 minutes. It really doesn't need that long. You'll see the water get dirty right away. I don't know if that's dye or what, but it gets it dirty really quick. So I think it does a pretty good job. So let's just do 6 minutes. If you want to watch it a little bit. See that? The water is super dirty. We're going to go ahead and put this on drain. Meanwhile, while that's draining, I just kind of throw them in there. It's very finicky about the balance, and if you try too hard to balance out perfectly, it'll always be off, so I just throw it all in there and hope it's right, and if it's not, just do it again. Okay, let's try that. Close this, tells you don't put your hand in here. And really it only needs like 30 seconds to dry it good. That's the good sound when you know it's drying good. I'll show you the bad sound. If I get really impatient, I just turn it off early. Hopefully that's okay for it. Don't tell Keith. See how this is almost pretty much dry because it's polyester. This really gets a lot of the water out. So this is what you do before your rinse cycle. Oops. All right, throw some more in there. This has some random different textures. So this one might do the bad sound. That's the bad sound. So I turn that off. Just try to readjust. There's no science to it. I don't really know what makes it work and what makes it not work, but just try and try again. Okay, so everything has been wrung out on this side, so I'm gonna go ahead, throw everything back into this side to rinse it. I gotta make sure I change this from drain back to standard, so all the water I add back into this side doesn't just keep pouring out. I've done that before. This time I'm gonna throw just a literal drop of fabric softener. This is also going to help it from not getting crunchy. I've never tried vinegar. I'm also worried about what that would do on a machine like this. So for now, I'm going with fabric softener. Then you just drain it, bring it on the other side, and dry it one more time. Then you can hang everything up. We've had this set up for just about a week now, so we're still troubleshooting, but it's going pretty good.